Brought to you by the new, soon to be ending, Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. I'm $364 shy of beating last month's number. So we got deep pockets in the next 18 hours. Make it happen. All right. Next chapter, part 3, pages 5 and 6 today. Let's read the last 2 pages from last class and get started on the next 2. We pan back to the skyline of Empire City, and as the giant floating metropolis caroms across the sunset, high above the chaos of the fallen empire below. Meanwhile, back in the Empire City, the giant floating metropolis caroms across the sunset, nearly 100 miles above Peter Parker's current dilemma. Is it 100 miles? Or should we go 10 miles? Remember, Peter fell from the fucking sky bridge. A sky bridge can't be 100 miles long. 10 miles. 10 miles. Nearly 10 miles above. Okay, wait a second. 20 miles is the tallest structure on Earth. The tallest structure on Earth is the Burj Khalifa. What would that be? How many miles? That's not even a mile. Okay, so it's almost a mile. How far up is 10 miles? August town. Fuck it. Ah, fucking hell. Let's just be miles. You gotta admit the answer. You gotta have the answer. Gotta have the answer. Peter falls from the sky bridge. How far? Okay, what's the world's how many miles up is space? 60 miles. Space begins at approximately 62 miles. Better reflects the boundary 50 miles. 10 miles works. Like 10. I like it. Love it. I want some more of it. Where were we? We were here. Okay, let's go back to reading our pages. Meanwhile, the giant metropolis caroms across the sunset, nearly 10 miles above Peter Parker's current dilemma. We close in on the rooftop house office of Mayor J. Jonah Jameson, where he is flanked by Now Magazine editor Robbie Robertson, reporter Derry Brandt, and scientist Marla Madison of Marla Madison of Metropolis. Mayor Jameson looks distraught and hasn't touched his cigar or whiskey, as he is too upset to smoke or drink. Mr. Mayor, boss, you know we can only bottle a story for so long. You know the boundaries of journal. Don't preach that crap to me now. I'm not asking as the mayor or your old boss. I'm not asking as a friend. I'm asking as a father. My son is a hero. Jonah, your son has been compromised. And all of the Empire City and all the Empire City stream and all the Empire stream feeds are starting to pick up werewolf sightings. You and I both know at some point someone is going to get killed. It doesn't have to be a permanent solution. If we could stabilize him, I could take him with me. Put him back on ice, ship him to Metropolis. Oh, wait. Get rid of these lines. I could take him with me. Close up on Dr. Madison and Mayor Jameson as she hands him the glass of whiskey to calm him down. Put him back on ice. Ship him to Metropolis. Jesus, I just got. Oh, Jesus. Let's put damn the gods. Damn the gods, I just got him back. He would be alive, Jonah. And we're doing some incredible work at Star Labs. As a hero and astronaut, I'll get it approved and keep it under the covers. And keep it under the covers of international diplomacy. If I agree to this, how do we stabilize him? On cue, Commissioner Stacy, flanked by Captain Frank Castle, enters the room with the captured three scientists who were working for Dr. O. Dr. Jorgensen, Dr. Harrow, and Dr. Thaxton. Good evening, everyone. I believe these are the ones you're looking for. These are the ones you were looking for. I believe these are the ones you were looking for. Mayor Jameson, I give you the three wise men. We transition back to the base of the mountain range where the entry of Venusville is located. We see the sun rising over the base of the mountain range. It looks like a new morning on Mars. Caption across the panel reads, Meanwhile, after an overnight ride back up the gyrosphere, Agent Parker and Agent Kale see daylight for the first time. Closing in, we see Peter and Agent Jennifer Kale. Both are wrapped in cloaks as they both squint towards the sun, with Jennifer showing increased weakness and fatigue towards the sun because she has been underground for a long time. Peter holds her up as she tries to fight the fatigue from temporary sun blindness. Behind both of them, still with his collar attached, is Adrian Toombs, the Vulture. I don't suppose you have any sunglasses handy. Or a fully fueled Jeep? You're on your own, boy. Make sure you survive the hike. I intend to be reunited with the good doctor. Close up on the steel scowls of both Peter and the Vulture as they stare each other down with hatred and remorse. What makes you think that tank of terror won't just screw you over? Like Osborn, like the Skull, like everyone else in your life. You seem to have bad luck, Adrian. Perhaps it's time to fly away. You really don't know what all Cabal is about. That we're just some typical sextuplet of scars and scallywags. That we want to rule the world. You can keep your diseased sphere. We are looking beyond your boring ambitions. And yet, even with your maturity, you have taken out two of us with the gift of an equation that courses through your veins. I look forward to finishing this conversation, Adrian. I'll say hello to the doctor. Bush! Mons Bush. Let's go here. We show the sun carrying over the mountains to show the time lapse as Peter and Jennifer hike out of the Appalachians and back towards the ruins of Washington, D.C. And you say I never take you anywhere. If we survive this, Peter, remind me to take you on a personal tour of Citrusville. Have you ever seen the Disney moon at midnight? Only on the big screen, love. They are met on the trail by a shield cruiser landing before them. SFX of the shield cruiser landing in front of them. We see exiting the cruiser are sexy shield agents, Shashan and Gloria Grant. Caption across the panel reintroduces the agents. Shashan, aka Silk Saber, a defector from Madripoor. Gloria Grant, aka Velvet Viper, a voodoo priestess from Storyville. Good to see you again, sister. It's been a run. As Shashan attempts to hug Jennifer, Gloria stops her. Shashan, wait. You know the drill. We have to eliminate all trackers and radioactive concerns. Both of you strip down. Close up on the seductive smirks of Gloria and Shashan as they watch Peter and Jennifer undress. Shall we go in separate shifts, ladies? Well, Peter, Clemmer said you were shy. Naked Peter and Jennifer are sprayed with hoses filled with white foam as Gloria and Shashan approach them playfully like... Wait. Well, Peter, Clemmer said you were shy. Clemmer said you were shy. I need a better line there. Shall we go in separate shifts, lady? Shall we go in separate shifts, ladies? Well, Peter, Clemmer said you were shy. Naked Peter and Jennifer are sprayed with hoses filled with white foam as Gloria and Shashan approach them, playfully laughing, with long soapy brushes and sponges. SFX of the laughing. And Shashan yells out, Wait! No, move the weight over here. Wait. Before any other fun takes place, we see Shashan quickly turn her blaster on what looks like a small drone hawk hovering over them. She blasts away at the drone hawk. Wait! Oosh! We show a shot of a fuzzy, busted screen on one of the monitors in the private office of the Red Skull. We don't see his face, just his perspective holding his cognac while he is obviously annoyed that Shashan just shot down his drone hawk. Bloody vultures everywhere. I like that. Because we just saw the vulture. Alright! That brings us to today's assignment class, pages 5 and 6. Let's set ourselves up for some stories in a blaze of glory. You know, the aim of every class, of course, 2 comic book pages, 6 panels a page, maybe more, maybe less. But the goal is always the 6 and 6, which makes 12 comic book art and dialogue. Can it be done? You will join us or die, Your Highness. Douche, LaRouche. So what we have is Peter getting picked up and Agent Kale. They're on their way back to the ruins of DC. Peter's got a report in about Red Skull. He wants Dr. O. He has gone as far down as he can without causing a major problem, which Peter, of course, is going to have to tell Nick Fury about. So I think what we might do here is we're going to start with the Strange Tales. I'm going to see if bringing in Nick Fury is the direction we want to go in this story. Well, these Strange Tales might mean shit. Might not do anything for us. Well, at least take a look. At least look at one per issue, per class. Because I like the Steranko artwork. Seems like Nick Fury is going to be heavily involved in these next few pages. Maybe, maybe not. We might have one fucking scene and never see him again. We don't know until we start writing the story. And I'm going to get some water while you watch this video.
Hey there, little fishies. It's time for a brand new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. The American Safari. Coming straight out of the Lazarus Pit with 7 new variant covers, featuring me in full ink and no ink. And of course, there will be a poker cover. Because Faro Kane is a freak, but he's a good tipper. Oops! The American Safari is a 50-cover project, celebrating one man's desire to spread his demon seed around the empire. And for the first time ever, the American Safari is going digital, giving you 40 new books to choose from. Faro's Lounge, because your comics and art books are as bland as these fucking copyright filters. So strap in and strap up, bitches!
Goddamn, that's Ray. Who the hell knew Ray would look so good on AI? All right, let's do this. No, where are we? Oh, so we're ready. We're ready to start writing some fucking pages here. All right, so let's start. Usually we start in Amazing Spider-Man, of course, the flagship. We're almost all caught up. We're up to April in Marvel Team Up, April in Amazing Spider-Man, April 79 in Spectacular fucking Spider-Man with that Carrion storyline. The only thing we need to catch up on is our annuals. Marvel Team Up Annual number 2, back here in 1979. We can get that. That's no big deal. I believe we're going to start here. Let's say we're home. It's 1979, and my buddy comes over. He's like, "Dude, have you ever read Strange Tales?" I'm like, I don't bother with fucking Strange Tales. Like, dude, you got Strange Tales. It's the shit. All right. So I'm like, all right, give me the issue of Strange Tales. What can it do? How can it help our fucking storyline? Douche. Agent of Shield. So they were Sergeant Fury. I guess they're making the life when Blaze going on. I get a call report to the Pentagon for an LMD, life model decoy. They stick me inside this nutty electronic wash tub. The only thing missing is a Bela Lugosi waltzing around. All right, so they're making life model decoys. We can have that. You can have Peter coming into the Shield office, and they can make life model decoys. Don't mute, Fury. Don't even breathe. The slightest error can cause you death. All right, so they're making a life model decoy. They're spraying them down, which we just did. The master mold. Clear the hole. The matrix is being moved. We got to show off. We're trying to show off all Nick Fury's toys. Life model decoys. The White House. This is a blame site bigger than I thought it was. Well, it's kind of funny considering that our base is in the old White House. I'm just a chicken colonel in G2. Spy guys like me are a dime a dozen. Decoys are hooked. Instructions to the letter. So this is when Nick Fury first got his own storyline in Strange Tales after his Sergeant Fury run. Check it out. Each in a different direction. You must stop for nothing. Repeat, you must stop for nothing. It's all the life model decoys. Some are getting shot down. Other decoys are attacked. Each hidden assassin has been lying in wait. Some creeps are going through a lot of trouble to ventilate me. What makes me number one on their hate parade? All right, we got the cruisers, we got the sick cars. That's why they said Nick Fury is supposed to be the Marvel Comics equivalent of James Bond. We got napalm bombs. That's unfortunate for them. I'll have to dispose of their plane. You still haven't told me who are these trigger-happy goons, and why am I there? And they try to push their other fucking stories. Submariner took over Tales to Astonish from the Ant-Man. Hey, look, this was early Spider-Man. Bring my goblin back to me. Isn't that wonderful? So this little car here shoots missiles out of the back. I like that. I serve the American division of a secret international organization whose code name is SHIELD. SHIELD? Must be secret, all right. I never heard of it. So this is Nick Fury being recruited for SHIELD. What's happened? This is the car turning into the flying car, the air car, which we have already. They call themselves Hydra. Their sole objective is complete unchallenged mastery of the world. Must be taking Fury to SHIELD headquarters. All right, so Fury is being recruited by SHIELD. In its very first issue. Introduce Hydra, we bring Hydra back. Hail Hydra. Silence, you know the penalty for failure. You'll be discarded and replaced by another, unless you can defeat your replacement in combat. Take your place upon the pendulum. Interesting. This is cool. Hold still, doomed one. I shall end this as quickly as possible. No, I want to live. I want to live. Weakling, do not all Hydra members pledge to give their very lives to the cause, to the Master? But I've been loyal. I've served the Master well. This is my only failure. Ay, ay, ay. Prepare to unmask and take the oath as one of the circle of assassins. So here we go. The hot Hydra chick. You sure like to play games, don't you? What's the blackout for? Blind man's bluff? It's no game, Colonel. Before you go any further, we must make sure Hydra hasn't gotten to you first. All right, so Nick Fury. Electromagnetic scanners. I know you. You're Tony Stark, the Playboy arms inventor. I think you'll find this is no laughing matter, Colonel. I'm also in charge of the special weaponry section of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please step forward. I like this. This is all the fucking intros. This is what we wanted. Should have guessed why Stark is here. All the weapons, shield hags, money bags, only guy savvy enough to make the kind of stuff. Figures he'd be their ordnance expert. To Tony Stark. Colonel will get right to the point. That globe was captured during a raid on the Hydra outpost. Notice the symbolic arms of Hydra encircling the Earth. Mr. Stark, would you demonstrate? A transistorized blast gun can smash this weapon, but a human weapon is needed to smash the entire Hedron network. A man will devote his life to it. A man like you, Fury. Destroy Hydra. You got a million scientific gimmick rays, rocket things I can't do even pronounce. I'm out of my league. I'm just a bare knuckles kind of guy, a ballroom brawler. They made me a colonel, but I'm still a three striper at heart. Where do I come off leading a hotshot outfit like this? I'd fall flat on my ugly pan. You underestimate yourself, Fury. Your entire life qualifies you for the job. I can smell a booby trap a mile away, and that's it. What can Fury do? I can't let a blow video kill half the leaders of the free world with kaboom. And that's when we reveal that he's in the fucking helicarrier. Look at this shit. Look at this crazy shit. This is Empire City. Nick Fury sees where he is, thousands of feet above the Earth, riding aloft in a giant helicarrier, which serves as the mobile command headquarters for S.H.I.E.L.'s Supreme Intelligence Council. As ever vigilant, military jets maintain a 24-hour patrol around the incredible skycraft. Good lord. Barking orders. What kind of fouled up security operation is this? Why wasn't a check made for booby traps? How do you expect to handle an outfit like Hydra if you can't protect your own command ship? Shove a gag in his mouth. He may have a poison pill to chew. Look alive, you balls. Oh, I like that. The cyanide. That was a close one. Looks like Hydra really plays for keeps. Do they really have a chance to overthrow the worldwide law and order? They have unlimited wealth, a secret army, and deadly agents in every part of the globe. So this is what we're trying to explain right now. Gentlemen, my work here is done. S.H.I.E.L.D. has found a leader. Looks like somebody has to smash Hydra. So it might as well be me. But Hydra is immortal. Cut off a limb and two more shall take its place. As we shall see in next month's incredible episode of the Saga of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I think we'll kind of get through Doctor Strange. Just enjoy some visuals real quick because we're not going to use Doctor Strange in our storylines right now. Right now, it's just Doctor Strange in the weird dimensions and realms. He fucking scares people. Everybody gets fucking hypnotized. Bakersfield. In yonder castle dwells Sir Bakersfield, a disciple of Baron Mordo. Oh, this is where he has to go meet Eternity. It's always good if you're high to go look at some old Doctor Strange art, because Steve Ditko is definitely a pothead. And I keep thinking, isn't this Clea? She looks like fucking Clea. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I got the Baron Mordo. I think we'll keep looking at the Shield stuff, because it helps us with the writing. So now Doctor Strange goes to visit a mysterious old man's castle. What a shock! The old man's throwing spells and he wants to capture Doctor Strange. And Baron Mordo is fucking behind it. Strange's like, I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking gut. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. You're a Baron. I'm a Baron. Go jerk off all over the fucking magic carpet. My third eye of Agamotto sees the entire head and sees all the sick shit that you're into and all the porn that you're watching, you stupid bastard. And Doctor Strange flies out there, brings all the fucking ghosts, puts up at some fucking things, heads out the way, wins the fucking day, shits all over Mordo. Why he doesn't kill Mordo, I don't know. They always have Mordo right there for the kill, but they never fucking kill him, and he keeps coming back to fuck with you. You're stupid. I shall never rest until Doctor Strange is more. This do I, Baron Mordo. Solemnly vow. Doctor Strange. Ay, ay, ay. The Strange stories get a little haggard after a while. All right. We'll take a look at a different Nick Fury one every time we do a class. See if it helps at all. Spencer Smythe and his spider slaves renew their pursuit of our favorite wall crawler. All right, so this is finally, we're going to finally see the end of this city. All right, they've been sprayed down. Red Skull is watching them, but now he's not watching them. So what happens? So do we need another transition scene, or are we just going straight to the base? He was watching them. Now he's not watching them. He's cut off. His camera's cut off. So what do we want to do? We have to explain the situation to Nick Fury. We have to make it interesting. And Nick Fury can have all his chicks take off for their missions to intercept these gamma shipments. So we went from the dancing to getting sprayed with the hoses to be deradiated. Red Skull was watching. Shishan shot down his drone. So now where are we? Do we just go right back to the base? Do we need any more transition scenes? Do we want to show the werewolf beating the shit out of some people? Again, if it doesn't, it's not interesting. I don't want to throw it in there for the sake of getting in there. Back at the shield base. Back at the shield base. Back at the shield base. Where are we going? We just introduced Nick Fury and Shield. He just got into Shield. We're on the bunker of the White House. Peter will have to see Dr. O again. He'll have to see Dr. O again. Door lock. Hurricane fund. Yep. 339. I'll take that. Come on, get bigger. Another 315, $364 short. All right, where are we? Back on page 5 here. So now I want to get into the planning of what we got to do. We've now got a villain to set up for this volume 4 and volume 5. Or maybe he's not even the villain. Maybe he's just a fucking thing that they got to deal with. Plus, we have to explain the plan that Stark and okay. So now we have to have a meeting. They're meeting up all there. They got to strategize. We got to get them back there. Red Skull was watching. She shot down the drone hawk. So we're staying with Peter and the crew. Page 5. We can go straight back into our fucking Shield headquarters at the White House. We can have Stark in a wheelchair, or okay. So the light. They shoot out the lights. Bloody. What was the line? Bloody vultures are everywhere. All right. We cut over. Is it sunset again? It's constantly going through sunrises and sunsets, right? This was sunset, right, over the Appalachians. This was sunset up here, right? Cut over to another sunset. over the ruins of the White House. Caption across the page. Meanwhile, once the rescued agents once the rescued agents have returned. Meanwhile, once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins of Capital City, to the ruins of the capital. Meanwhile, once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins of the capital. Once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins. Yeah, just the ruins. Once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins. Meanwhile, once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins. I gotta say it with a little flair, little personality. As always, you can always add more panels, especially if you're doing those location shots. Dude. All right. Meanwhile, once the rescue agents have returned to the ruins, cutting into the central hub. Planned gathering over a makeshift map of Venusville. With all the players of S.H.I.E.L.D. standing around the map like a game board. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker. We can't have Kale. She's going to be in the medical bay. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, who is still bandaged. Who's still heavily bandaged. No, it's been a while, so he's who is still outfitted. Was still outfitted. Outfitted or outfit? With several numerous mechanical devices. You'll see several of Fury's Charlie Angel's agents. Gloria Grant, Sean, Misty Knight. Ah, fuck me. Who are the other ones? I get them all. Gotta catch them all. Agent Clemmer. Greg Grant, Sean. We got those two. Here we go. Plain Wing, Misty Knight. can remind you who those two are again. Chloe Grant, Shishan Misty Knight, and Colleen Wing. Cutting into the central hub, we see a planned gathering over a makeshift map of Venusville, with all the players of S.H.I.E.L.D. standing around the map like a game board. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, who is still outfitted with several numerous mechanical devices on his body. We all see several of Nick Fury's sexy Charlie's Angels agents. Gloria Grant, Jashawn, Misty Knight, and Colleen Wing. Colleen Wing. Storyville. Madripoor Kunlun. Should we bring two more girls in? He's going to tell them all pick a city and get moving. Ladies, you have your assignments. We cut over to another sunset over the ruins of the White House. Caption across the panel says, right now we got to have Peter's got to lay out what's going on down there. Then we got to make a fucking plan. It's kind of the fun part and the hard part of writing blind. Is you're constantly trying to figure out what am I planning? What am I planning for this story? What am I paying off? What am I introducing? Or is it just, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened? Several of Nick Fury's sexy Charlie's Angels agents, Gloria Grant, Shishan, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing. We also see several of Nick Fury's sexy Charlie's Angels agents, Gloria Grant, Shishan, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing. Because Peter was telling him where those boxes were going. So now I have to go back here again. We have to make a call back to the last. Pick up where we left off. Page 15. So Peter's got to go under covers. Leave it to mystery. Counting on us, Peter. What was I wanted? I want to know where he was sending the gamma rocks. Anchorhead. Sville. Come on, give me the locations. Oh, we used Hector Ayala. I like it. No, I know it's back here. I missed it somewhere. Here we go. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab random destinations off the labels. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Hong Kong, Kingdom at Latveria, Kunlun, and some island in the middle of the Pacific that I never heard of. Krakoa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, good. Give me those cities immediately for the notes. Oh, Citrusville. Good. Get rid of this. Give me this in my notes. See, it's always good to have your notes section. This being mute. Always keep your notes section at the bottom over here. Cutting into the central hub, we see a planned gathering over a makeshift. We see a planned gathering over a makeshift map of Venusville, where all the players of S.H.I.E.L.D. standing around the map like a game board. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, who is still outfitted with several numerous mechanical devices on his body, providing healing and stability. We also see several of Nick Fury's sexy Charlie's Angels agents, Glory Grant, Shashan, Misty Might, and Colleen Wing. Headed to inspection. Good for you. All right, it's cutting into the central hub. Map of Venusville. Okay, everybody's standing around. So what are they talking about? And he'll start barking orders. But I need to figure out what Peter's saying. So let's do a little mining here. Let's see what we can get inspired out of this death. What I'm hoping is the fucking end of this goddamn Spider Slayers. Another one of these good storylines they can never get rid of. Month or so, Spencer Smite's got to chop up and say, "No, I got a new fucking Spider Slayer." But he's pissed because J. Jonah Jameson thinks Spider-Man killed his kid, but his kid secretly let go to drop himself into the ocean because he couldn't take the headaches anymore because Spencer Smythe was fucking with him. So he actually got great revenge on J. Jonah Jameson because he killed his kid. Spider-Man killer. We'll lower the price to a dime. I want everyone to read the editorial. Marla Madison. About the nuclear death story. Get lost, Lesbin. Follow me, Marla. We'll talk on the run. Legal says your comments will be considered libelous. Spider-Man is neither charged nor proven guilty. Strung up in Times Square, so you help me? All right. While you're here, I need your okay for a special assignment. The Egyptian delegation is flying into town tomorrow to appear at the King Tut exhibit. Peter can use some extra money. Mind if I assign him and not a staff photographer? I don't know, but there's always some connection between Parker and Spider-Man. I want Parker fired as of right now. Look at that shit. Let me teach you the facts of life. I own this newspaper. I don't have to play fair. Parker's fired, period. Wow. I don't remember that. Remember your heart. Marla Madison. Not about the pirate Peter Parker because you're angry at Spider-Man. No matter the connection between those two. Busy signal. Damn it. Betty, keep trying, Peter. The line's busy. I have to speak to him. Betty, please, it's Joe. Mr. Robinson, my father. What? No problem, Mr. Robinson. I won't get off the phone. Betty, please, it's Joe, Mr. Robinson. Oh, that's what he's saying. Oh, call me Joe. Mr. Robinson's my father. I don't fucking know. Got some great photos. Jameson, he's at home, talking to Mary Jane. Oh my God, Mary Jane's in the bathtub. Nice. That's sexy. Showing Mary Jane in the fucking bathtub. I like it. All right. Thank goodness. What can I do for you? I understand. No problem. You're going to have to be there, Peter. I'm going out on a limb for you. Jonah would be furious. The delegates will be at the exhibition at 7 tomorrow night. I'll have a ticket for you. All right, 2 tickets. Just don't let me down. He'll take MJ. You know he's going to fuck this up. It's what he does. You know, it's like every now and then you're just trying to tell him stop being Spider-Man for a little bit and take care of Peter Parker's life, but he doesn't do it. He fucks up all the goddamn time. It pisses me off sometimes. It's just sometimes you want him to be fucking selfish. But I guess that's what makes the comic book, right? Spider-Man. Oh, he's mad. What? 'Cause- 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 Money's no object. I want the best spider slayer you can build. Oh, he doesn't realize he's the one. My chance to pay him back. All right, this is kind of an interesting turn on the story. Exposed to deadly radioactive materials. Come in. But next time, phone for an appointment. Well, yeah, I'm a busy man. Knock it off, Tower. You know why I'm here. You're one of the few city boys that doesn't seem to want my neck in a noose. Can we talk freely? Jameson's pushing me to the wall, and I don't know what to do. He's accusing me of killing his son. Did you do it? No. John Jameson vanished. I tried to save him. He poofed out of existence. All right, so he's sitting there with the fucking district attorney. This is boring the shit out of me right now. Trying to make it more of a grounded thing. So he builds him a brand new fucking Spider Slayer. I hate the fucking Spider Slayer stories. Drive me insane. Same dreams of Spider-Man. Ooh, at last I'm dying, and after I've lured Spider-Man, you shall die too. I will kill you both. I hate you all. All right, so he's picking up the refrigerators again. He's feeling strong. He's kicking fucking. What is happening here? They're canceling out. They're the ones who merchandising. Claridge Advertising. They're the ones who merchandise life-size Spider-Man punching bag figures. Even my toys get punched in the what? They're canceling out. They say even if I'm innocent, there's no too much controversy to take the risk. Oh wow. So now he's pissed. He's gonna beat the shit out of James. There we go. It's another Spider Slayer. So of course the Spider Slayer's got to tie him up. Got to smash into a couple of fucking walls because every Spider Slayer story is exactly the goddamn same. The fucking robot gets after him, almost fucking does the trick. Spider Man figures it out, but what do you know? They pick him up. He ends up there. He's tied up with Jameson. They're gonna kill them both with a bomb that is handcuffed to both of them. We're not gonna fall for the banana and the towel part. Ugh, fuck these fucking stories lately. All right. We cut over to another sunset over the ruins of the White House. Meanwhile, once the rescued agents have returned to the ruins, captions across the panel, the girls reintroduce them to the readers. Oh, no, wrong thing. Oh, god damn it, I gotta do that again. Do we want to do that again? Do we want to put their names in there again? Misty Knight, the fucking Hammer of Harlem? I'll just fucking do it. Just do it! We've come this far. Let's put me exactly where I left off. There we go. Swooping through. Hitman 2. Or the chick. Molten Lily. All right, so we got Molten Lily. All I needed. Go back to that old script. Colleen Wing, aka the Serpent, supposedly from the hidden triad kingdom of Kunlun. Misty Knight, aka the Hammer of Harlem, former heavyweight champion of the world. I like that. Former heavyweight champion of the world. All right. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, who is still outfitted with several numerous mechanical devices on his body, providing healing and stability. Say, an exoskeleton, providing healing and stability, similar to Batman's skeleton in Kingdom Come. There we go. We also see several of Nick Fury's sexy agents. Caption, of course, girls reintroduced them to the viewers, readers. Colleen Wing, aka Steel Serpent, Misty Knight, the Hammer of Harlem. Love it, love it, love it. So what are they talking about? So Nick Fury's gonna Fury. According to the recon from Parker and Kale, Red Skull. Red Skull has. See, I don't know. Do we just want to straight out into the plan here, or is it Peter having a private meeting with Tony with Stark? No, he should be meeting with all. No, I like a meeting with everybody. Everybody's the fucking meeting. According to the recon from Parker and Kale, Red Skull. Now you should tell him. Said you got the floor. Okay, kid, you have the floor. Okay, kid, you have the floor. When you say you have the floor, you have the stick. Okay, Parker, start the class. Okay, kid, with terrors lie beneath the boards. He would say that. Okay, kid, you have the floor. What is he saying to Parker? Nick's not the type that's going to do the talking if Peter's got the recon. Okay, everyone. Agent Kale is in the back of the tank. Agent Kale is in the back of the tank. And the kid has got the floor. Parker, Ground City, being run by the Red Skull. The underground city is being run by an agent calling himself, by a double agent. The underground city is being run by a double agent calling himself the Red Skull. I'm not sure if any of you heard of him. I'm not sure if any of you heard of him. One piece of credibility, but the one piece of credit now, I think he would say that at the end. The underground city is being run by a double agent calling himself the Red Skull. Let's say I'm not sure if any of you heard of them. It's stupid. The underground city is being run by a double agent calling himself the Red Skull. He's the one swallowing up all the refugees. He's the one. He's the one behind the gamma mines. Behind the gamma mine. He's using the gamma rocks to make drill bits, to form drill bits. He's using the gamma rocks. He's using the gamma rocks to outfit drill bits. He's using the gamma rocks to outfit drill bits, and he's digging. He's using the gamma rocks to outfit drill bits. He's drilling to outfit drill bits, and he's digging his way down. He's digging his way down to the center of the earth. The underground city is being run by a double agent calling himself the Red Skull. He's the one swallowing up all the refugees. He's the one behind the gamma mine. He's using the gamma rocks to outfit drill bits, and he's digging his way down to the center of the earth. What's he looking for? What's he looking for? Searching for something? Is he searching for something? Or is this just another maniacal maniacal act of terrorism? Is he searching for something? Or is this just another maniacal act of terrorism? He's convinced he's convinced the lost city guard. He's convinced the lost city of Asgard is located in the center of the earth. He's convinced the lost city of Asgard is located in the center of the earth. Shrunken down after Ragnarok. Shrunken down after Ragnarok and mounted. Shrunken down after Ragnarok and mounted at Hades' door. And mounted at Hades' door. Not Hades' door. Mounted on Hades' throne. Shrunken down after Ragnarok and mounted on Hades' throne. He even has a map. The underground city is being run by a double agent calling himself the Red Skull. He's the one swallowing up all the refugees. He's the one behind the gamma mine. He's using the gamma rocks to outfit drill bits, and he's digging his way down to the center of the earth. Is he searching for something? Or is this just another maniacal act of terrorism? He's convinced the lost city of Asgard is located in the center of the earth, shrunken down after Ragnarok and mounted on Hades' throne. He even has a map. He wants the nanotech. And he wants the nanotech plow the roads. And he wants the nanotech to plow the roads for him before he sets off. And he wants the nanotech to plow the roads for him before he sets off every earthquake and volcano. Before he sets off every earthquake and volcano on the planet. Is he searching for something? Or is this just another maniacal act of terrorism? He's convinced the lost city of Asgard is located in the center of the earth, shrunken down after Ragnarok and mounted on Hades' throne. He even has a map. And he wants the nanotech to plow the roads for him before he sets off every earthquake and volcano on the planet. To plow the roads for him before he sets off every earthquake and volcano on the planet. What about the prisoners? What are they doing for food? What are they doing for food, commerce, energy? What about the prisoners? What are they doing for food, commerce, energy? The men are stripped down. The men are stripped down and trained. The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts. The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts and drones. The women are separated and moved to either the kitchens. The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts and drones and drone workers. Everyone works in everyone works in alternating 8-hour shifts, all in darkness, so they never know daylight. All in darkness, so they never know daylight or routine. All in darkness, so they never know daylight or routine. Whatever they earn, whatever they earn in the mines, they trade for currency in the brothels. Now, you gotta say that afterwards. Everyone works in alternating 8-hour shifts, all in darkness, so they never know daylight or routine. Whatever they earn in the mines, they trade it. They trade in the brothels. The men are kept. The men are kept working. The men are kept working, eating, and living. The men are kept employed. The men are kept employed, fed, and aroused. Hardly a prison. Hardly a prison if you're. Hardly a prison if you've been displaced by war. Hardly a prison if you've been displaced by war. The women are separated and moved to either the kitchens or the brothels. There's no meat in their kitchens. Skull feeds everyone. Skull feeds everyone. There's no meat in their kitchens. There's no meat in the kitchen. Skull feeds everyone. Skull feeds everyone low protein, high veggie diets. Everything homegrown in his greenhouse. In his greenhouses. Everything in greenhouses. The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts and drone workers. Everyone works in alternating 8-hour shifts, all in darkness so they never know daylight or routine. Whatever they earn in the mines, they trade in the brothels. The men are kept employed, fed, and aroused. Hardly a prison if you've been displaced by war. The women are separated and moved to either the kitchens or the brothels. There's no meat in the kitchens. There's no meat in their kitchens. Skull feeds everyone low protein, high veggie diets. Everything homegrown in his greenhouses. Keeps the strength high and the energy contained. Keeps the strength high and the energy contained. And there's only one way in. There's only one way in or out. A large dip and a large dip upon the entryway. A large dip upon the entryway makes for a perfect choke point. Attacking Venusville is next to impossible. Attacking Venusville is mission impossible. And a large dip upon the entryway makes for a perfect choke point. Attacking Venusville from the front is mission impossible. Alright, I'm do that. Attacking Venusville from the front is mission impossible. Sorry, he's got a good, nice fucking speech there. That's a nice page over all the layout. Over all the fucking people. Attacking Venus from the front is mission possible. So we got a lot of speech there. So we don't have to probably do 7 panels. Okay, so they're all standing over the plans. We see Nick Fury, Peter Parker, Tony Stark still outfitted with several numerous mechanical devices. We're gonna need to come up with 8. She longer sword. Oh, fuck off. Progress shot. Thank you. That's wonderful. Headed for inspection. Good for that. All right. Good for you. Good for everybody. Could you leave me the fuck alone so I get back to writing here? Business always calls. Yes. All right. 19. 315 plus 19 is 34. $334 to go. All right. What about prisoners? What are they doing for food, commerce, energy? The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts and drone workers. Everyone works in alternating 8-hour shifts. What's the problem? Everyone works alternating 8-hour shifts. All in darkness and they never know daylight or routine. Whatever they earn in the mines, they trade in the brothels. Women are separated and moved to either the kitchens or the brothels. There's no meat in the kitchens. Now we gotta move this line here. 1 second. Put that line here. There we go. Skull feeds everyone low protein, high veggie diets. Everything homegrown in his greenhouse. There's no meat in their kitchens. Skull feeds everyone low protein, high veggie diets. Everything homegrown in his greenhouses. Greenhouses. Keeps the strength high and the energy contained. And there's only one way in or out. And a large dip upon the entryway makes for a perfect choke point. Attacking Venusville from the front is mission impossible. Peter finishes showing off the map and grid of Venusville to the surrounding players as Nick Fury turns to address his four angels. Peter finishes showing off the map and grid of Venusville to the surrounding players as Nick Fury turns to address his four angels. He will say, as for currency, whatever Gamma rocks. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for digging. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for digging. He boxed and shipped. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for digging, he boxed and shipped. He boxed and shipped. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for digging. For the diggers. For the diggers. He boxed and shipped. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to eight. He boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. Why is it doing that? Fuck. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. You gotta be kidding me. Why does it keep going there? You doing this to fucking aggravate me? You gotta keep putting it there, you stupid shit. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. I'm assuming the vulture. I'm assuming. I'm assuming the vulture and the Sandman. I'm assuming the vulture and the Sandman will be handling. Will be handling the distribution. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. I'm assuming the vulture and the Sandman will be handling the distribution. Peter finishes showing off the map and grid of Venusville to the surrounding players. Peter hands off a list. Peter hands off a list to Nick Fury as he turns to address his four angels. As for currency, whatever Gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. I'm assuming the vulture and the Sandman will be handling the distribution. And you memorized this list? Good agent if I didn't. And you memorized this list? I would be a good agent if I didn't. He should turn to address his four angels after. Nick Fury. Hands off a list to Nick Fury. He returns to address his four angels like that. Peter hands off a list to Nick Fury. As for currency, whatever gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. I'm assuming the Vulture and the Sandman be handling the distribution. And you memorized this list. I would be a good agent if I didn't. Boom. We have our list. Like everything else. Boom. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Cordo Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria. Latveria, Kunlun. The hell's Krakoa? The hell is Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. Where the hell is Krakoa? Where the hell is Krakoa? Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis. He's going to hand off assignments right now. So you can always have little side stories with the hot chicks. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Cordo Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. So Kale will go to Citrusville, of course. How do you save the fucking thing? Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Cordo Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. Kunlun. The hell is Krakoa? Nick Fury turns to address his four angels. Nick, any of you angels? Any of you angels have an issue making a homecoming visit? Any of you angels have an issue with making a homecoming visit? All angels. No, sir. Good. Good. We have to intercept. We have to intercept these shipments, or at the very least. Good. We have to intercept these, or we have to intercept these shipments. Good. We have to intercept these shipments, or at the very least. We have to intercept these shipments, or at the very least, identify the recipients. Colleen, you head to Kunlun. Colleen, you head to Kunlun. Shishan Madripoor. So should he say the names or should he tell them which cities to go to? Give it a second. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. Where the hell is Krakoa? Where the hell is Krakoa? Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. Where the hell is Krakoa? I like that. It should be none of them should know where the fuck Krakoa is. That should be the whole X-Men Easter egg. Nick Fury turns to address his four angels. Any of you angels have an issue with making a homecoming visit? No, sir. Good. We have to intercept these shipments or at the very least, identify the recipients. Colleen, you head to Kunlun, Shisham, Madripoor. Gloria. Gloria. Corto Maltese. Misty. Metropolis. We have to intercept these shipments or at the very least, identify the recipients. Colleen, you head to Kunlun, Shishan, Madripoor. Colleen, you head to Kunlun, Shishan, Madripoor. Gloria, Corto Maltese. Misty, Metropolis. So what else do we have? So Corto Maltese is where he's sending Gloria. Misty's going to Metropolis. So I still have Citrusville, where he's going to send Watson. Hong Kong, he'll send Stacy Latveria. Activate the Gypsy. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. So I still have Hong Kong. So we took care of what four? We took care of Kunlun, Corto Maltese, Metropolis, and Madripoor. So I still need Citrusville, Hong Kong, Latveria. All right, so let's get this done. Misty, Metropolis. Colleen, you head to Kunlun, Shishan, Madripoor. Gloria, Corto Maltese. Misty, Metropolis. Gloria, Corto Maltese. Misty, Metropolis. Gonna need time. Kayla's gonna need time to heal. So call in Watson and Stacy. Call in White Widow and Red Sparrow. Let's call in Watson and Stacy. Call in Watson and Stacy. Send the White Widow. Send the White Widow to Citrusville. And the Red Sparrow. Send the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. Kayla's gonna need time to heal. Let's call in Watson and Stacy. Send the White Widow to Citrusville. Send the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. What do I got left? Latveria. As for Latveria, It's for Latveria. Like time. Looks like it's time to activate Gypsy. As for Latveria, looks like it's time to activate the Gypsy. Looks like it's time to activate the Gypsy. Watson? Stacy? Yeah, friends of yours? Yeah, friends of yours? Oh, Clemmer, we still have Clemmer. Kale's gonna need time to heal, so call in Watson and Stacy. Send the White Widow to Citrusville, send the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. As for Latveria, I don't have Clemmer in there. I need Clemmer. Remember, we had Agent Clemmer, Killer Clemmer. Clemmer's gonna have to go to Latveria. I don't need to activate the Gypsy just yet. Misty Knight. Katya. Clemmer. And Katya Clemmer. Katya Clemmer. Kat Katya Clemmer, aka Killer Clemmer. Former agent. Former agent of the Iron Curtain. Killer Clemmer. Former agent of the Iron Curtain. She turned. She's our little Black Widow. Even has a map. Back here. Down here. I missed the seminar. I'm supposed to be at a seminar, wasn't I? Where is it? Oh, I go for some of that Thai chicken chili right there. Oof. All right. What about the prisoners? What are they doing for food, commerce, energy? The men are stripped down and trained to be grunts and drone workers. The women are separated and moved to either the kitchens or the brothels. Everyone works alternating 8-hour shifts, all in darkness so they never know daylight or routine. Whatever they learn in the mines, they trade in the brothels. The men are kept employed, fed, and aroused. Hardly a prison if you've been displaced by war. There's no meat in their kitchens. Skull feeds everyone low protein, high veggie diets. Everything homegrown in his greenhouses. Keeps the strength high and the energy contained. There's only one way in or out, and a large dip upon the entryway makes for a perfect choke point. Attacking Venusville from the front is mission impossible. Peter hands off a list to Nick Fury. As for currency, whatever gamma rocks he didn't use for the diggers, he boxed and shipped off to 8 separate locations. I'm assuming the Vulture and Sandman will be handling the distribution. And you memorized this list? It would be a good agent if I didn't. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Hong Kong, Latveria, Kunlun. Where the hell is Krakoa? The hell is Krakoa? Any of you angels have an issue making a homecoming visit? No, sir. Good. We have to intercept these shipments and, at the very least, identify the recipients. Colleen, you head to Kunlun, Shishan Madripoor, Gloria, Corto Maltese, Misty, Metropolis. Kayla's gonna need some time. Kayla's gonna need time to heal, so call in Watson and Stacy. Send the White Widow to Citrusville. Send the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. Clemmer? Clemmer? You take Latveria. You got the gypsy gear, and be careful. Then the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. Clemmer, you take Latveria. Break out the gypsy gear and be careful. Break out the gypsy gear and be careful. We don't have anything. We don't have anything on the guy running the place. Send the Red Sparrow to Hong Kong. Clemmer, you take Latveria. Break out the gypsy gear and be careful. We don't have anything on the guy running the place. We don't have anything on the guy running the place. Watson? Stacy? Yeah, friends of yours? Let's move that to the next thing. Close up on awkward glance at Fury. Watson? Stacy? Watson's? Are you talking about Mary Jane? Watson? Stacy? Are you talking about Mary Jane Watson? Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Yeah, friends of yours? Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for her photographers. See, I like that because they banged in the beginning of this novel. Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for her photographers. Watson? Stacy? Are you talking about Mary Jane Watson? Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for photographers. Heard she has a thing for photographers. All right, so good. That's a great way to end the page because you have a long format shot here of them all talking over that huge fucking grid. So you're gonna need room on that page. You go 5 panels on that page, and I like the end of that page. You know, Fury fuck with them, hands all the fucking assignments out to all the fucking angels. We go over everything involved with Venusville. That could be a solid 5 paneler page. Unless you want to throw a quick panel in there of them all, walking out. Oh, what just happened? Oh god, no, you can make Control Z. There it is. Okay, we can squeeze one more panel in there. Yeah, friends of yours. She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for photographers. So the idea, it's Fury kind of saying, "Dude, we've been watching you for a while." That's that little nudge of we've been watching you for a while. Establishing shot. She has a thing for photographers. She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Or she has a thing for photographers. I mean, we can have Peter say, "You guys have been watching me the whole time, huh?" We don't need to say it. That's too much. Like, he's not saying we've been watching you the whole time. That is literally his way of saying we've had our eye on you for a while. Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for photographers. Great ending for that page. You don't need the other panel. Fuck that panel. I like that. 5 panel page, because this is a giant panel. You could break this panel up. You could break this panel two up. There's a lot of dialogue here. So you make it the wide shot. we see a splash shot, splash center shot of the planned gathering over a makeshift map of Venusville. All right, I like it. We need one more line here. Actually, I do need one more panel. No! What happened? What just happened? Oscar Koish, got a thing. Okay, good. Okay. Whew! Got scared for a minute there. Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for photographers. We're not fucked up here, right? Panel 4, panel 3, panel 2, panel 1, right? Panel 5. Killer Clemmer. Bloody vultures everywhere. Okay, good. Every now and then you hit Control Z by accident, you fuck something up in your story. Clemmer, you break out the gypsy gear and be careful. All angels. Yes, sir. Yeah, the in like Flynn shit, man. His 5 angels. Frankie 5 angels. Flanked by 5 angels. Just gave her a first name. All angels? Yes, sir. Close on Peter's awkward. Watson? Stacy? You talking about Mary Jane Watson? Yeah, friends of yours? She's a hell of a model, that Mary Jane. Heard she has a thing for photographers. Hmm. Heard she has a thing for photographers. Let's move this to the next page. Here she is, because I like the way that ends. Heard she has a thing for photographers. As the angels depart, Fury turns Stark and Peter over the Red Skull. As the angels depart, Fury turns to Stark and Peter over the Red Skull. What would they be saying? I just want to get that line in that, there's one other thing. He's got Captain America. As the angels depart, Fury turns to Stark and Peter over the Red Skull. Red Skull. Red Skull. Red Skull. Red Skull. Now let's get some mining going here. Because the idea is, what are we saying here in 6? I like 5. 5, I bring in the sexy agents. He hands out all the fucking assignments. It's cool, it's fun, it's hot. So now what? As the angels depart, Fury turns to Stark and Peter over the Red Skull. Red Skull. You ever come across his Red Skull? You ever come across his ilk? The name was familiar. The name was familiar on my father's day. He was the head of Hydra. The Red Skull. You ever come across his ilk? The name was familiar on my father's day. The name was familiar on my father's day. He was the head of Hydra. He was the head of Hydra. But the Avengers wiped out. Maybe there is no Avengers. The name was familiar on my father's day. He was the head of Hydra. But all the remnants. How do you spell remnants? Remnants? But all the remnants of that fraternity. But all the remnants of that fraternity wiped out. The remnants of that fraternity were wiped out long before the war. The name was familiar on my father's day. He was the head of Hydra. But all the remnants of that fraternity were wiped out long before the war. Perhaps he was perhaps he was hiding underground when it all went down. Perhaps he's a pretender. Perhaps he's a pretender and fraud, wearing an old man's mask, wearing an old monster mask. The Red Skull. You ever come across his ilk? The name was familiar in my father's day. He was the head of Hydra. But all the remnants of that fraternity were wiped out long before the war. Perhaps he was hiding underground when it all went down. Perhaps he's a pretender and a fraud, wearing an old monster mask. It's the other thing. During our opening negotiations, that's the other thing. During our opening negotiations, the skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse. To a tour of his greenhouse. During our opening negotiations, the skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse and his gallery, of which the prize piece, of which the prize piece. That's the other thing. During our opening negotiations, the skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse and his gallery, of which the prize piece is none other than Captain America. Of which the prize piece is none other than Captain America. Red Skull. You ever come across his ilk? The name was familiar in my father's day. He was the head of Hydra, but all the remnants of that fraternity were wiped out long before the war. Perhaps he was hiding underground when it all went down. Perhaps he's a pretender and a fraud, wearing an old monster mask. That's the other thing. During our opening negotiations, the Skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse and his gallery, which the prize piece is none other than Captain America. The dead body? Talk about. I like that. He's laying out some shit. But I'd like to get to some action, because right now this is a lot of talking for 6 fucking pages. It's an interesting story, I would like to say. But it's a lot of face-offs and sexy outfits, which again is cool if the conversation's cool and we keep going. So let's do some mining here. We'll come back to Amazing Spider-Man in May, get back on our subscription run, and as we get our next issue of Marvel Team Up, oh good lord, 80. Means we got 70 fucking shows. And the one issue that I wanted to fucking read was the goddamn fucking Red Sonja one that they somehow took out of circulation. So all of a sudden, Peter's got a goddamn new girlfriend. Why does he have a new girlfriend? Did I miss something from that last issue that we didn't get to see? So Peter's got a new girlfriend. Look at him. He's wearing fucking jeans and an open white shirt. He's got the V-neck on. I'm kind of liking this. All right, Sissy. Oh, we got the werewolf again. Is this John Jameson? Peter fights the werewolf. Oh no, but this is a Doctor Strange werewolf. Sissy runs away. Sounded like a scream. Sissy sobbing as she runs. The fetid beast. Holy shit, the werewolf's gonna kill her too. Does the werewolf kill Sissy? The werewolf kills a bunch of people. The crazy guy shoots. Interesting enough, but we learned that this werewolf is not John Jameson. It's in fact Doctor fucking Strange. Does he mention that it could be John Jameson? As Peter Fiker fights the fucking werewolf, this is worse than my fight with Tigra. Nothing I do has any effect. Oh, Tigra. Gotta bring that bitch in. Strange holds Shaggy's no fool. Can't hold on much longer. He's drowning Peter in the fucking ocean. Interesting. So Peter's got to pull his web cartridge, gets the cartridge out, splooges him in the fucking face. The guy runs off. Peter says, fucking hell, it's Doctor Strange's amulet. There's no possible way this could be Doctor Strange. We get down to the hospital. Peter's there with his chick. Can't even enjoy a fucking date as he holds the Eye of Agamotto. And meets this guy. Who's the artist on this? Definitely the artist changed. Oh, here we go. Clea. Demons of Denok. Sorry to startle you, Clea. Is the Doc home? No, he is away. Clea is not drawn well in this issue. It wasn't long ago that Miss Marvel and I were tangling with Mary Laveau. Yes, we remember this. The Witch of New Orleans. Bourbon Street. They fought with Doc's Orb of Agamotto, the Silver Dagger. These fucking issues were terrible. The debt is paid. That chick ended up turning on him. Joe Albertson goes, and now Peter's traveling through the city to take a look at some cool ass looking voodoo shit, which we can play into later on with our Gloria Grant stuff. And it's interesting with our story now because again, we're spreading all those 5 agents across the globe. Plus, he's got Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane going out. It also opens up our world building of Nick Fury's Charlie's Angels. So now we know he's got at least 7 of them. Well, he's also got Clemmer and Agent Kale. Kale is, of course, on the DL right now, coming out of the slave colony in Venusville. And Liz Allen's the nurse, so he's not sending her out yet. She's the medic. As Peter sits down for a little palm reading, he starts reading some tarot cards. She's the one that's going to tell him, man, your man, Doctor Strange. Mademoiselle Zenobia, right? Oh, here comes the sexy chick. We always got to throw the sexy chick in the story. Here's come the Aerophant, inverted. Crossing justice is the 3 of Swords. As one balance is restored, another is upset. Someone your friend loves is threatened. 10 of Swords. Terrible dagger, but he doesn't face it alone. 3 of Cups. He will have stalwart companions at his side. The Tower. The Ace of Cups. I love the tarot fucking cards. I love them. His worst fears are revealed on the scroll of the High Priestess, inverted that his sacrifices will all be in vain. His environment is the moon-loving mother, dreaded destroyer, realm of illusion as he hopes for the Ace of Cups. All right. Whoever your friend is, I pity him. All right, so we got a little tarot card reading. Silver Dagger. There's Doctor Strange. Look at him in his fucking suit looking good, but now he's all mad, pissed off. He's yelling at Cleater. He cracks her in the fucking face. Wow. He's not fucking around. He's a man berserk because he's turning into a Doctor Strange fucking werewolf. It's not Doctor Strange and Peter going to do some brawling. We've seen them together before, living in this universe. Clear's going to try and come up with some fucking spells and some Charlize Theron, fucking Mad Max, fucking Furious Road shit. Wong comes in and says, "What the fuck's going on with Doctor Strange? Lycanthropy. He's a werewolf, he is." The patterns of great Kuram Madala. When she is ready, the Eye of Agamotto is all seeing, and it slowly but surely turns Doctor Strange into a fucking werewolf. And this is the reason I hate Team Up. It's never about fucking Spider Man. It's always about the other guy, because this entire fucking stupid series is about Spider Man giving a rub to every other superhero whose books are not selling well. And the back of the fucking plane blows off. Why? Because the werewolf is possessed. Doctor Strange the werewolf. He's pissed people off. He's fighting. Clear's getting out of the thing. I am Satana, who some call the devil's daughter. Oh, good lord. Not drawn sexy. I'm here to save the soul of Doctor Strange from eternal damnation. Or if he has tasted human blood, I am here to kill him. May I come in? The last rites of Stephen Strange. Oh, that's good in that fucking shot. One sec, go back. Good ass shot. Good ass shot. Well drawn. Satana, huh? The problem is, I'm not a fan of this particular series. When we start getting the hot chicks together, Satana, Clea, Miss Marvel. That could be a fun strip poker piece. Again, they appear in the Spider Man series. Marvel Team Up 81. All right, we'll get to you, Spider Man and Zatanna. Zatanna. So now we'll have Spectacular Spider Man number 29. The only good thing we got out of this, if I remember correctly, was the conversation between Batman and Mary Jane. It's probably bitch. All right, get some more water. 1 second. I like when the number goes up. I know the fucking number went up. Seeing it on my feed. All right. Why is the number not here? We in freeze mode or some shit? There we go. 1987. Very good. 13 plus 15. So I am $328 short of last month's goal. All right. So we went through Amazing Spider-Man. He's fighting with Satana, Lex, thinking death in a dark dimension. And now we get dust to dust, the fucking spectacular Spider-Man. We're still here on page 6. We've got one page to go. During our opening negotiations, the Skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse and his gallery, of which the prize piece is none other than Captain America. The angels depart, Fury turns to Stark and Peter over the Red Skull. Turns to Stark and Peter to chat about not turn over to the Red Skull, chat over the Red Skull. Chat about the Red Skull. His name was familiar in my father's day. He was the head of Hydra, but all the remnants of that fraternity were wiped out long before the war. Perhaps he was hiding underground when it all went down. Perhaps he's a pretender and a fraud, wearing an old monster mask. Well, that's the other thing. During our opening negotiations, the Skull treated me to a tour of his greenhouse and his gallery, of which the prize piece is none other than Captain America. Rogers. See, what are Fury and Stark doing in this conversation? What are you doing, girl? You hungry? me finish this page and we'll have a late supper, both of us. Sriracha aioli. Dust to dust. Forgot about my daughter. Dust to dust. Can we get anything out of this dust to dust here? Got 5 panels left. Close up on Stark and Fury. Oh, but what are they doing? Close up on Stark and Fury, but what are they doing? How do you lay out the rest of this page? This is the plan. They got to make a plan. They got to go after the bad guys. They got to. Close up on Stark and Fury. Chatting with Peter as Stark holds a set of blueprints for a new suit, for a new Spider-Man suit. See, the idea, they have to decide if they're going to go after the Red Skull. Close up on Stark and Fury chatting with Peter as Stark holds a set of blueprints for a new Spider-Man suit. Or I don't know, maybe he wouldn't have that yet. Holds a set of blueprints to roll out over the Venusville chart, the Venusville map. Fury will say, so is that the trade? So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O. So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O. We give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles. And he gives us Captain America. So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles, and he gives us Captain America. But we need something there first. Stark, I need light. Stark will say, Rogers. Are you sure? Rogers? What do you mean? The dead body? Rogers. What do you mean? The dead body? Rogers. What do you mean? The dead body? Rogers has been missing. Rogers. What do you mean? The dead body? Rogers has been missing for years. Rogers has been missing. Rogers. Was he dead or frozen? Was he dead or frozen? Rogers. Was he dead or frozen? Frozen in carbonite. Was he dead or frozen in carbonite? I say, how do we word this? That's the thing. How do you word this? Close up on Stark and Fury chatting with Peter as Stark holds a set of blueprints to roll out over the Venusville map. Rogers? Was he dead or frozen? Frozen in carbonite. Are he dead or frozen? Frozen in carbonite. End in perfect frozen in carbonite. End in perfect hibernation. End in perfect hibernation, according to the skull. Frozen in carbonite. Was he dead or frozen? Frozen in carbonite. Was he dead or stuffed? Rogers? Was he dead or stuffed? Frozen in carbonite. And in perfect hibernation, according to the skull. So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles, and he gives us Captain America? So many words. Tried to negotiate for the release of all the hostages. So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles, and he gives us Captain America. In so many words. I try to negotiate for the release of all the hostages. But he told me they're free to go. He told me they're free to go at any time. And that we give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles, and he gives us Captain America. In so many words. I try to negotiate for the release of all the hostages, but he told me they're free to go at any time, and that we have nothing to offer them. In so many words. I try to negotiate for the release of all the hostages, but he told me they're free to go at any time, and that we have nothing to offer them. See, now we could lay out the plan here. We can't keep just saying that Nick Fury and Tony Stark and all this fucking bullshit's going on. We need to actually show the plan that they're using to preserve or save or resurrect the American Empire. These intellicrops, these fucking space farms, these satellite farms. We could get into Osborn stealing the technology. Someone blew up the Sky Bridge. Osborn could have turned something. We get something here. Remember, at some point, if we ever need a transition, we could show Osborn in the wasteland. Wow, this is a fucking perfect sunset going on right now. It's a beautiful sunset. And that we have nothing to offer them. Stark rolls out a map top of. Stark rolls out a map on top of map of Venusville. This is like the plan. This is what we've always needed to show what the hell these guys are fighting for. If just nothing other than to fight against the resistance. Stark rolls out a map on top of the map of Venusville. We see salvation projects, space farms, energy cubes, all A menagerie of tomorrow style agricultural wonders and tech. A menagerie of Tomorrowland style agricultural wonders and tech. We see salvation projects, space farms, energy cubes. A menagerie of Tomorrowland style agricultural wonders and tech. And that's where he's wrong. And that's where he's wrong. It's time to see it's time for you to see. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for. And that's where he's wrong. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for. We give you the American Salvation. Can we do an acronym with Avengers? American Victory. Nah, can't do shit like that. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for, Parker. We have been laying out the land tracks for years. We've been laying out the land tracks for years in telecrops. In telecrops grown with hydroponic, renewable energy. And telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy. Refugees trained in construction, farming. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for, Parker. We've been laying out the land. We've been laying out the land tracks for years. We've been laying out the land tracks for years. In telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy. Refugees trained in construction, farming. Refugees trained in construction, farming, and what? Give me a third. Construction, farming, and what? What is the other useful tool? Construction, farming, nursing. There you go. Why is it over there? Construction, farming, nursing. Refugees trained in construction, farming, nursing. All those giant heaps of Empire City cash. All those giant heaps of Empire City gold. It's to build back the American engine. Not the American empire. All those heaps of giant, all those giant heaps of Empire City gold. All those giant heaps of Empire City gold. It's not to build back the American empire. This is about building an American engine. That's where he's wrong. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for, Parker. We've been laying out the land tracks for years. And telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy. Refugees trained in construction, farming, nursing. All those giant heaps of Empire City gold. It's not to build back the American empire. This is about building an American engine, teaching the survivors how to build instead of kill, how to build instead of destroy. We lost half of this country to a useless war. But there are many who say that it was triggered intentionally. There are many who say this was that it was. There are many who say that it was triggered intentionally to thin out the herd, thin out the herd of an overpopulated, to thin out the herd of an overpopulated kingdom. But there are many who say that it was triggered intentionally to thin out the herd of an overpopulated kingdom. And that's where he's wrong. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for, Parker. We've been laying out the land tracks for years. Telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy, refugees trained in construction, farming, nursing, all those giant heaps of Empire City gold. It's not to build back the American empire. This is about building an American engine, teaching the survivors how to build instead of destroy. We lost half of this country to a useless war. We lost half of this country to a useless civil war. It's the idea of playing off the Thanos thing that he was going to try and eliminate half the population of the galaxy, of the universe. This was what going into is that we actually did. The country lost half the country. We lost half of this country to a useless civil war. But there are many who say that it was triggered intentionally to thin out the herd of an overpopulated kingdom. That Empire City and all the surviving city states and all the surviving city states that followed, and that Empire City and all the surviving city states that benefited from the chaos of just buying away their guilt. That Empire City and all the surviving city states that benefited from the chaos are just buying away their guilt. But there are people who care. And Tony can come in at the end here and just end that monologue, or those who had their eyes opened. Those who had their eyes opened. Or those who had their eyes opened. Maybe after it was too late. Or those who had their eyes opened. Maybe after it was too late. All right, so we got a little dramatic there. I like that. For those many who say that it was triggered intentionally to thin out the herd of an overpopulated kingdom, and that Empire City and all the surviving city states that benefited from the chaos are just buying away their guilt. But there are people who actually care, Peter. But there are people who actually care. Or those who had their eyes opened, maybe after it was too late. Or those who had their eyes open, maybe after it was too late. I don't know if maybe after it was too late. That's too much. All you need there is, or those who had their eyes opened. But there are people who actually care. But there are people who actually care, Peter. What? What's the problem? I like actually. Fuck you. It stays. But there are people who actually care, Peter. Or those who had their eyes opened. Good. Boom. Good line right there. It ends his monologue. And it shows that Tony was a selfish prick. He doesn't need to say, I was a selfish prick. The idea is that line there shows you he was a selfish prick. Something happened to him. Now he's a walking fucking, he's a handicap. Or those who had their eyes opened. The idea now is we need a fucking plan. Are they going after Venusville? Are they going to make this trade? Or those who had their eyes opened? So now it's got to come down to, do they make this trade? Or those who had their eyes opened? I like the trade here. The idea is that, listen, fucking Red Skull is willing to trade his prized possession, right? That's what he called the prized piece of his gallery. And his gallery, of which the prized piece is none other than Captain America. Rogers? Was he dead or stuffed? Frozen in carbonite. And in perfect hibernation, according to the skull. So is that the trade? We give him Dr. O with all the bells and whistles, and he gives us Captain America. In so many words. I tried to negotiate for the release of all the hostages, but he told me they're free to go at any time, and that we have nothing to offer them. And that's where he's wrong. It's time for you to see what all your blood and sweat is for, Parker. We've been laying out the land tracks for years. Telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy. Refugees trained in construction, farming, nursing. All those giant heaps of Empire City gold. It's not to build back the American empire. This is about building an American engine, teaching the survivors how to build instead of destroy. We build instead of destroy. We lost half of this country to a useless civil war. We lost half of this country to a useless civil war. There are so many, but there are many who say that it was triggered intentionally to thin out the herd of an overpopulated kingdom. And that Empire City and all the surviving city states that benefited from the chaos are just buying away their guilt. But there are people who actually care, Peter. Or those who had their eyes opened. Or those who had their eyes opened. Fury exits, leaving Peter. Hello. I like him just as he walks away. I'm gonna go see if Nurse Liz will change my oil. I like that. Fury exits, leaving Peter and Stark alone. Or those with their eyes opened. Fury exits, leaving Peter and Stark alone. Fury exits, leaving Peter and Stark alone. Do we want him leaving yet, or is there anything else to say? We talked about Captain America. We talked about the trade. We talked about the hostages. Fury said, "Look, man, we got fucking tracts of land in the Rockies. We've been laying out land tracks. We've been blowing out the land tracks the land tracks in the Rockies. We have been blowing out the land tracks in the Rockies for years. And telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable. The idea is that he kind of stole. Venusville was Red Skull has it. Their plan was Venusville. And telecrops grown with hydroponic renewable energy. Refugees trained in construction, farming, nursing. Perfect. And then Empire City and all the surviving city-states that benefited from the chaos are just buying away their guilt. But there are people who actually care, Peter. Or had their eyes opened. Fury exits, leaving Peter and Stark alone. So let's have Fury say. Go over their plans. So Nick Fury's gonna say, "What the fuck?" Okay. Well, I'm gonna go arm the angels. I'm gonna go arm the angels. I'm gonna go arm the angels. Well, I'm gonna go arm the angels. Why don't you catch him up to speed? And one of you get a pot going. And one of you get a pot going. Because we're gonna need a plan. Because we're gonna need a new plan. Well, I'm gonna arm the angels. Why don't you catch him up to speed? And one of you get a pot going. And one of you get a fresh pot going. One of you get a fresh pot up. Not going. Going or up? One of you get a fresh pot going. Because we're gonna need a new plan. Well, I'm going to arm the angels. Why don't you catch him up to speed? And one of you get a fresh pot going. Because we're gonna need a new plan. So we got a little back and forth between Peter and Tony Stark. I'd like to get moving on the action part. But again, it's been exposition here. Sometimes be a pain in the ass, but we're laying out some cool shit. We're laying out that fucking rocks are being deployed around the country. So fucking Fury's going to his angels, going, you bitch, you go here, bitch, you go there. So it's not completely useless. As long as you can keep the dialogue interesting, thick, and fresh. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta swim so I get that fucking chicken. Fury exits, leaving Peter and Stark alone to go over their plans. Well, I'm gonna go arm the angels. Why don't you catch him up to speed? And one of you get a fresh pot going. Because we're gonna need a new plan. You really think You really think all these plans can work? You really think all these plans can work? It's already working, Peter. We've been populating. We've been populating our salvation satellites. We've been populating our salvation satellites for the past year. Progress was going well till I made a fateful voyage. Till I made a fateful flight. Till I made a fateful flight. Till I made a fateful flight to Empire City to negotiate. Progress was going well until I made a. Progress was going well. Progress was going well. Progress was going well until I made a fateful flight to Empire City to negotiate with your mayor, who again, not a fan of yours. Who again, Not a fan of yours. However, willing open the coffers. Willing to open the coffers. Willing to open the coffers that weren't stolen. Willing to open the coffers that we recovered. That we recovered when your friend, Dr. O, took over the Baxter building. And then I got shot down. I got shot down over the wasteland. Your mayor blew up the sky bridge. Your mayor blew up the sky bridge. With you on it. With you on it, I'm told. So that took care of all the progress. So that took care of all the progress. And until I'm out, and until I'm out of this Tin Man suit, until I'm out of this tin can, until I'm out of this iron gate, until I'm out of this fucking chastity belt. What do you say, fucking? So that took care of all the progress. Now, until I'm out of this chastity belt, can't get back to the Rockies. Until I'm out of this chastity belt, I can't get back to the Rockies. It's already working, Peter. We've been populating our salvation satellites for the past year. Progress was going well until I made a fateful flight to Empire City to negotiate with your mayor, who, again, not a fan of yours. However, willing to open the coffers that we covered when your friend Dr. O took over the Baxter building. Covered. That we recovered. That we recovered. However, willing to open the coffers that we recovered when your friend Dr. O took over the Baxter building. Your friend Dr. O took over the Baxter building. And then I got shot down over the wasteland, and your mayor blew up the sky bridge. With you on it, I'm told. So that took care of all the progress. And until I'm out of this chastity belt, I can't get back to the Rockies. So Peter will say, so I guess that means, so I guess that means I'm making the tea. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. It's weird just writing conversations. But again, it's revealing a lot. He's shot down. He can't get back to the Rockies. They're already populating their satellites. They're already going with this American Salvation Project. It's already in progress, and then progress got fucked up. They got to get this fucking thing back on track and get the American engine rebuilt. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. Let's say move this line over here. It's actually like in a quick, heartfelt moment, Peter, in a quick, heartfelt shot, Peter notices Tony Stark is looking down and bit depressed. So he tries to be sarcastic in tone as he places his hand as he places his hand on Tony's shoulder, on Tony's mechanical shoulder, and gives it a squeeze. The mechanics react like a reflex, almost catching his hand like it was a weapon. SFX of Tony's exoskeleton shifting gears and protecting Tony. What did Peter say? So I guess that means I'm making the I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. All right, let's go through this spectacular Spider-Man. So we could say we did a month's worth of subscription. There's no more Frank Miller on this fucking title. I guess they moved him over to Daredevil. He proved his weight. They said, we'll take you off this shitty fucking book of Spider-Man fighting this fucking zombie for 5 goddamn issues. Would you just kill this stupid fucking zombie already? Hector Ayala, he spends every fucking issue on the floor. He gets the living shit kicked out of him. This fucking zombie's been hanging out in Peter's apartment, jerking off, watching him, doing all this stupid shit for 5 fucking issues. This guy's been floating around. He's got no fucking agenda. He says Spider-Man has to die. Why does he have to die? Hell is why he has to die. Why do you hate Peter Parker so fucking much? You stupid bastard. I hate fucking Carrion. Carrion has been the goddamn villain for 5 fucking titles. And he hasn't done shit. This fucking guy Hector, he puts on his fucking tiger amulet every single time he shows up to get his fucking ass kicked with his fucking stupid tiger amulet. He's a fucking stupid asshole. I hate the tiger amulet. There's Shashan and Gloria Grant. So Peter wakes up in the hospital. They give him back his mask. He says, dude, I'm surprised you're not fucking killed. He goes, what do you expect? I'm always fighting fucking androids and zombies and assholes and idiots. And I gotta fight this idiot fucking Carrion who's trying to take my life away from me and won't tell me why we have to fucking 7,000 more issues. Carrying out to get me because Jameson's branded me a murderer. Oh, really? Is that what it is? You're Peter Parker. My fame precedes me. I saw your picture in last year's graduate yearbook. I'm Randy Vale, science undergraduate. You're my student in physics. Oh, you know this guy's going to be shady. If I ever make up my gym credit, that is. But don't worry, I'll be there for your first class. Oh, he's going to kill him. Randy Vale mounts the stairs at ESU. Is this guy carrying? There's far more to him than I think to tell you, but he will die just the same. Yes, sir. Are they part of some cult? Oh, look, Mary Jane's coming to help clean. Look at all these chicks that come to clean. Liz, Mary Jane, Betty Brant. Mm. He's got good friends, Peter. That's nice. It's nice that he's got friends. Unbeknownst to our grim graduate student, the pale guardian angel monitors his movements. Oh, it's just, the fucking stupid tiger. He's still following Peter. Who's this fucking idiot coming from behind him? The sliding guy comes in. Oh my god, who is this guy? Oh, I hate Spectacular Spider-Man. How I hate this fucking title. Shadow, okay, they took out the fucking tiger guy. He always gets taken out. White Tiger is terrible. Where the fuck his name? Hector Ayala sucks. And Carrion sucks. I hate Carrion. I hate fucking Carrion more than anything in the world. He will not do anything. He shows up to yell and scream some zombie shit. He touches you. He hurts you. Can Spider-Man please just change the fucking Spider-Man and beat this man within an inch of his fucking stupid zombie alive so I don't have to see him in a fucking comic book ever again? I hate Carrion. Carrion sucks my asshole. The White Tiger. Carrion. This is my chance to beat Carrion finally while the White Tiger fights this other guy. I accuse you. Oh, here we go. Your tonary suggests that you have guessed at the truth. Yes, Volcora. I accuse you of the murder of Gwen Stacy and Professor Miles Warren. Oh, God, they're dragging this fucking story back in. The sinister secret of Carrion revealed. Oh, I don't even care. Oh, you fucking suck my asshole. Do we want to go through this annual yet? Do we need it? Or can we save it for next class? We're so fucking close to being done. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. Uh, okay. It's a bolt of energy. With a bolt of energy, Tony springs back into his Playboy style happiness. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. With a bolt of energy, of renewed energy, Tony springs back into his Playboy style happiness as he slugs out of the room. Tony springs back into his Playboy style happiness as he slugs out of the room. As he slugs out of the room. All right, so this is conversational, so we're going to add more panels. This is what we're going to do. So I guess that means I'm making the tea and coffee tonight. Actually, allow me. Actually, allow me, Peter. I'm going to make a pit stop. I'm going to make a pit stop at the medical bay. See if Nurse Liz, see if Nurse Liz will change my oil. I like that. Actually, allow me, Peter. I'm going to make a pit stop at the medical bay. See if Nurse Liz will change my oil. Don't wait up. Panel 7, panel 8. Want two more panels in here because we're going to have Peter confront Dr. O. If there's a lion down the road. So I need, what would Peter say to Dr. O? Do we have a quick line here? Close up on the determined scowl, determined and curious scowl of Peter Parker. Close up on the determined and curious scowl of Peter Parker as he stares off into oblivion. Close up on the determined and curious scowl of Peter Parker as he stares off into oblivion. We have to put at the beginning here. Peter is showered and cleaned up. You see Nick Fury, Peter Parker in shield sweats, Tony Stark. I like that. All angels, yes, sir. Close up on the determined and curious scowl of Peter Parker as he stares off into oblivion. We then see Peter facing off with the Bacta tank that holds the living brain of Dr. O. Dr. Octopus. We then see Peter facing off, close up on the determined and curious scowl of Peter Parker as he stares off into oblivion. Because the idea is everybody left him alone in the room. And then we cut to him. We literally just cut to him facing off with the Bacta tank that holds the living brain of Dr. Octopus. We need something cool for Peter to say here. We're going to blow through this annual real quick so I have it done. That last line, and we're fucking done with class today. Spider-Man in the Hulk, team up annual. See if we can get anything good out of it. Peter's got a new girlfriend. The sun, ever since the sundown, the sky has glittered with the multicolored explosions of thousands of fireworks launched in celebration of America's 203rd birthday. Wow. How the fuck is this a giant? Sissy Ironwood. Oh, we got ourselves a new chick. Roseanne, I was a fool to date you, Peter. Too shy, she said. Too much of a bookworm. In a word, a wimp. Good lord. Peter, beneath that mild-mannered, super straight exterior, you are one fine, scrumptious hunk of guy. Jesus Christ. Lead on, Macduff. That sounds. What the fuck? Crimson Dynamo. I don't know Tin Head, but I'll sure give you the old college try. All right, so Peter's gonna fight with the Tin Head guy. Colleagues. Can't desert Sissy, but as long as I'm here with her, I can't change into Spider-Man. What the? A wall of darkness appearing out of nowhere? Okay, what do we got here? Who the fuck is this chick? You cannot escape the power of the Dark Force. She's floating there with Dad Darkstar. I don't get it. Is correct. Americans? What the fuck is this? What is she doing with the Crimson Dynamo? Must be a Russian team. Oh, I like Russians. They get away with Sissy. I'm still able to track the Spidey traces. So they let her take. What's this all about? What do you do with Professor Ironwood? With us? If you want her twinkle toes, you'll have to take her. All right, Spider-Man's fighting some fucking Russians. Crimson Dynamo's involved. We got Russians. Of course, you, Dmitri Ivanovich. You have killed that youth. What have I have, Lanya? These are enemies and this is war. So Peter's got to pretend to be dead. A friend in need. Friend weeds, a friend indeed. Oh, look, the Baxter Building. Was one of the tallest, when it was first built, the Baxter Building was one of the tallest skyscrapers in Midtown Manhattan, eclipsed only by the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, and a few others. Well, fuck off. Home and headquarters, Fantastic Four. Of course, he goes there. Of course, he's going to go there. Reed Richards wants to beat the shit out of him. What's going on with Reed? He's not feeling good. Spider-Man, what have you done to him? I haven't. It's the flu, but it could be serious. Help me get him to bed. Reed Richards has the fucking flu. Sue Storm. Take long. He woke in the garden just as New York's finest somebody and neighbor made their entrance. You say these goons kidnapped Professor Ironwood and his daughter. Any idea why? The prophet of any enemies? What did he teach anyway? He taught cosmology. It's a branch of astronomy dealing with the origins and structure of the universe. Alright, we got new characters here. Rummaging through the papers, we found some weird shit. You puzzled this out? A friend of mine did. There aren't many physicists in the country capable of even understanding what's here, much less its implications. It's the first step to creating an antimatter bomb. You don't sound impressed, Sue. Should I be? We've got A bombs, H bombs, gamma bombs, cobalt bombs, neutron bombs, Q bombs. We got bombs running out the ears. I like that. The antimatter bomb, if properly placed, is capable of expunging the entire North American continent and the face of the earth. Oh, fuck off. Not for Daniel Ira. You see, Spider-Man 30 years ago was one of the giants of the newborn nuclear age. Where's the Hulk? The fucking cover was the look, it's Bruce Banner's working as a waiter. He's hiding out like Bill Bixby used to hide out. Robert Bruce Banner. A fight breaks out. He's trying to keep his cool, but you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. Those eyes are gonna fucking turn. He's gonna beat the fuck out of everybody. People are gonna get fucked up. But now he's having fucking nightmares. Good morning, Dr. Banner. Glad to see you up and about. In the movie some breakfast? Major Glenn Talmadge showed me an FBI file on you a long time ago. Alexei Vazhin, Major KGB. You're a Russian secret agent. Top marks, doctor, but I'm a colonel now. Here's a change of clothes. Doc, if I was after you, you'd be waking up deep inside Mother Russia instead of a Winnebago parked at a truck stop just over the Colorado state line. I like it. Many of the government distrust Soviet motives and actions. There are those in the Kremlin who distrust your government. Oh, I like this. Where are we going here? General Nikolai Kutsov, right? Chief of the Ninth Director of the KGB and a rising young star in Soviet military. He bitterly opposed the recently signed SALT, Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, a treaty as a sellout to the Americans. I mean, we get the Russians involved here. Kutsov then established a renegade espionage operation. He enlisted the aid of Dark Star, the new Crimson Dynamo, and Vanguard to dupe them into believing he is acting with the full authority. The motherland. Kutsov intends to force Ironwood to build an antimatter bomb to destroy America. And because you are the Hulk. So it's going to be Spider-Man versus the Hulk in the Rocky Mountains. And we really can't do a Spider-Man Hulk fight because they just did it in the fucking Brand New Day movie. If we're going to do it, we got to do it right. All I need is one fucking final line for Spider-Man to say here. How much longer can we wait for hours? They're riding through the fucking Colorado Rockies, which is where all my land tracks are. I am the latter comrade Colonel Vazhin, and you are Amerikansky companion we'll soon see. I suppose I should be flattered my former comrades in Moscow have sent their best man. Ironwood, he punches Ironwood. Still got his daughter. He's gonna kill his fucking daughter if you don't build me that fucking bomb. We're out here to the entrance of Cathedral Canyon. I like it. Ooh. Dark Star, Crimson Dynamo. So basically, these Russian agents are being duped. And we gotta have, you know what they gotta have? They gotta have some quick Hulk versus Spider-Man action. Hulk's pissed off. He's gotta fuck the fucking Russians up first. Hulk's gotta fuck up some Russians. They like the Russians. The Hulk's punch is powerful enough to flatten a house. Never have I been more grateful for the power of my hammer and sickle to turn the full force of an opponent's attack against him. Hulk still lives. One puny punch. He's gonna fuck Darkstar up. Darkstar keeps fucking hitting him with the hammer and sickle. Massive shockwaves. Hulk's punch people. Spider-Man's gonna get involved. He's gonna fuck up the Crimson Dynamo. Spider-Man's gonna get involved because these guys got involved with him first. Then he's gonna grab Darkstar and punch her in the fucking face. Then this fucking guy's gonna pull out the hammer and sickle and punch him in the fucking face. Then Spider-Man's gonna tackle this bitch, get her out of the fucking rock slide. He's gonna jump here. He's gonna jump there. Fucking swing here, swing there. He's got to turn the Hulk back into fucking Dr. Banner. Then he's got to get Banner out of there, leave the Russians there to die. This guy's still trying to get it with his antimatter bomb. Sissy Ironwood's all fucked up. Make even the slightest move. This good guy fucking dude with the one eye. He's gonna get shot. He's the Russian Nick Fury. This fucking guy's gonna tackle him, the Russian. He's gonna beat him with a fucking wrench. Spider-Man's gonna save him by swiping the fucking wrench, falling through the bomb. He's gonna save Ironwood. He's gonna kiss the girl. He's gonna fuck up the Russian. He's gonna bake the thing. Beat this fucking guy that looks like he just came out of Octopus. Bruce Banner can't turn to the Hulk for some fucking reason right now, so Spider-Man's gonna punch him, smack him, and all of a sudden becomes the Hulk again, punches Spider-Man, gets involved, nuclear blast, getting involved, no more antimatter bomb, everybody saves the day, Hulk's about to die, then he's not gonna die, Spider-Man's gonna help him out, they're gonna push the fucking bombs away from each other, Hulk's gonna punch one bomb, Spider-Man's gonna punch Hulk in the fucking thigh, Hulk's gonna get pissed off, antimatter bomb's gonna go out into the distance, blow up, and set off some weird sense of repercussions. Oh shit, did he kill him? Ooh, Dad, you! Why'd you do it? You lousy sticker, you shot him. Why? Spider-Man, stop, let him be. What? Dr. Ironwood, what are you saying? This man has killed you, I know. For that service, I am grateful. Because of me, the antimatter bomb became a reality, one which almost destroyed our world. How long would it be before others demanded my formula? Next time, my friends, we may not be so lucky. Only I know the secret. I discovered it partly by accident. No other research on Earth is even close. Let that secret die with me. Interesting story. Out of fear that you might someday use it against Russia, they would strike first, with nuclear weapons no matter what the cost. Interesting. The horror every nuclear weapons physicist has lived with since the first A-bomb test at Al-Marad. The horror which cost Bruce Banner his humanity. Wow. Sissy, I love it. That's very poignant, actually. You know what? Interesting story. No more bombs. People have to learn to live in peace with one another. So they skip annual. And I'm kind of fine with that. This ends up coming in what, annual number 4 in 1981. So we'll have 2 years, we're looking at another annual. This last line in this class is over today. Hello, Doctor. I'm sure you know this already. I'm sure you know this already. But I killed Craven. He tried to harvest he tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we were in a war against death, against death itself, against death itself. But I killed. I'm sure you know this already. I killed Craven. I killed Craven. I killed Craven the Hunter. Hello, Doctor. I'm sure you know this already. I killed Craven the Hunter. I killed Craven the Hunter. I killed Craven the Hunter. Oh, you fuck. Motherfucker. What are you barking at? Stop barking at the neighbor. Stop barking at my gorgeous neighbor. I killed Craven the Hunter. He tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we were in a war against death itself. Death itself. That's a stutter step there. He told me we were in a war against death. He told me we were in a war against death. Like it was a character. Entity. Hello, Doctor. I'm sure you know this already. I killed Craven the Hunter. He tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we were in a war against death. Like it was a character, an entity. He trained me. He trained me well. I used that training. See, I don't know if Peter would say all this. I'm sure you know this already. I killed Craven the Hunter. He tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we were in a war against death. Like it was a character, an entity. He trained me well, but he never let me in. But he never let me in on too much. It was a character, an entity. Is that what you're all about? Is this all a quest for immortality? Is that what you're all about? Is this all a quest for immortality? Is it all worth Is it all worth where you are right now? Is it all worth where you are right now? I'd like to think I follow a knight's code. Is it all worth where you are right now? I'd like to think I follow a knight's code. But I also know I don't owe you anything. I could let Norman go. I could let Norman live. You, however, no, see, I don't like this. Isn't Peter. This isn't Peter. I'd like to think I follow a knight's code. But I also know I don't owe you anything. And yet the gods, and yet the gods seem destined to keep you alive. So I just want to know. So I just want to know before we face each other, before we face each other in eventual combat once again. I killed Craven the Hunter. He tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we were in a war against death, like it was a character, an entity. Is that what you're all about? Is this all a quest for immortality? Is it all worth where you are right now? I'd like to think I follow a knight's code, but I also know I don't owe you anything. And yet the gods seem destined to keep you alive. So I just want to know, before we face each other in eventual combat once again, until one of us is dead. What is what is Sinister Six? I like that. Boom, bang. Class is over. I killed Craven the Hunter. He tried to harvest my blood and organs. He told me we're in a war against death, like it was a character, an entity. Is that what you're all about? Is this all a quest for immortality? Is it all worth where you are right now? I like to think I follow a knight's code, but I also know I don't owe you anything. And yet the gods seem destined to keep you alive. So I just want to know, before we face each other in eventual combat once again, until one of us is dead, what is the Sinister Six? And what does it have to do with me? And what does it have to do with me? What is the Sinister Six? And what does it have to do with me? And ladies and gentlemen, that is how our class will end. Pages 5 and 6. Peter having a little face off with Dr. Octopus. This whole thing about death and immortality. We get into a little supernatural elements that we introduce, that we layer into our story, our kingdom, our universe. I love making fucking comic books. May fate and fate decide your fortune. And if you enjoy my writing class, buy a goddamn writing book. Here, as always, on the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. Peace, love, and war. All that shit in between. We passed 17,000. There it is, baby. All right, we need another $297 to beat last month's goal.